This year has been, in the opinion of the TraxionGG team, a stellar year for racing video games, esports and simulators. Simply, here is what we think is the best the genre had to offer across the past 12 months. This covers a range of platforms including PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and even a dash of mobile. Much like our editorially independent philosophy, we don't discriminate or look down upon driving or riding titles for being approachable, but we also understand that focused, serious simulations are important figureheads. Among the team, we've driven every single new release, update, port, or new piece of driving content released this year. Let's start by looking, in no particular order, at the best new racing game releases of 2021. Hot Wheels Unleashed is the very best game Italian developer Milestone has ever made. Simple, no arguments. In many ways, the studio had all the pieces it needed for a top-class racing game across the years. The recent MotoGP games feature impressive visuals, Monster Energy Supercross has a track creator, and MXGP online racing with spectator options. But, with the Hot Wheels franchise, there is a greater sense of purpose to tie all of these elements together. It also helps that the visuals are truly knockout when on a PS5, Xbox Series X, or top-end PC. We're still suckers for graphical prowess. The scratches upon the die-cast bodywork, the sound of plastic wheels running down orange runways, and a sense of ridiculous, childlike fun. We still have reservations over its long-term appeal and the grind of the blind box system. Ultimately though, this puts a smile upon your face, and after a long week or a super serious sim racing session, Hot Wheels Unleashed is raucous, unadulterated fun. Before I move on, if you want to see which platforms each of the games mentioned in this video are available on, check out the article version on the Traxion website. Link is in the description below. I bet you didn't see this one coming, because we nearly missed out on this too. A remake of a mobile racing game from 10 years ago, Rush Rally Origins is perhaps easy to overlook. Well, don't. Available on iOS, Android, Amazon and Nintendo Switch, with PC coming soon, the top-down isometric or chase cam rally game is a delight, with responsive handling being the key to its Moorish gameplay. Once you've acclimatised, you can take your off-road monster to the edge of its abilities, trying to best the very competitive computer-controlled rivals in races, or against the clock with your co-driver in the main championship mode. The rock-solid frame rate and procedurally generated tracks are the icing on the cake. A hidden gem, something we were delighted to have discovered this year. It was inevitable. You expected it. Of course, Forza Horizon 5 is one of the best racing games of 2021. But, in some ways, far from a foregone conclusion. In our review, we awarded the latest open world racer from Microsoft our coveted Buy Now award, our top possible score. A little overwhelming at times, overloaded online systems, and arguably too much of a derivation from the fourth installment, we still found its Mexican location, car collecting, accessibility, and community captivating. The internal team battle for Hall of Fame supremacy still continues during lunch breaks at Traxion HQ. An engrossing single-player racing experience that melds the engaging nature of a diverse environment with infinite reward endorphin rushes. Bravo. Hold up. Yes, we are all aware that more realistic simulators are on the market, but what's pushed the first Formula 1 game under EA stewardship, F1 2021, onto this list is the Breaking Point story and the post-release support.
Casper, what the hell was that?
Kudos to Breaking Point for trying something new and not falling flat on its face. It's not going to win any Academy Awards and you can blast through it in short order, but we were, on the whole, captivated, even delving into the facsimile Twitter feed and email inbox. Once you've finished the narrative-led experience, the now regular My Team mode will keep you occupied, setting the template for what a yearly racing game career should be. This was followed by the Algarve International Circuit, Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari, and Jeddah Corniche circuit venues, the first time in series history that new tracks have been delivered post-release. It also helps that these are some of the best recreations the Codemasters team has made in some years. The very definition of an arcade racing experience, because Cruis'n Blast is literally a new version of a game designed primarily for arcade cabinets. Technically, the handling is woolier than a farm during lambing season, and that theme tune nests in your head on repeat, for better or worse. Yet there we were, playing split screen. One in a Chevrolet Corvette, the other a unicorn. Jumping over chasms, destroying rival vehicles, and smiling while we do it. A delightfully silly racing game that strips away any pretense. It's upfront, daft, and all the better for it. Despite the alluring visuals, you need to think of Circuit Superstars as a simulator. There's tyre wear, damage, and fuel usage, aggressive AI rivals, and a thriving online community. Most of all, however, the handling and tracks must be approached with the same practice-orientated mindset as a more traditional racing simulator. While a little feature light at present, already there have been significant additions throughout the year and more are set to follow, along with a PlayStation and Switch release. Circuit Superstars got under our skin because it provides a surprising depth to the on-track action. You must study the racing lines, learn each track, outfox your rivals and master your racing technique to get the most out of it. Not the work of a moment, but then the best things in life aren't either. So, there's some of our favourite new releases, but what about games that were already out there? It's time to look at the best racing titles that had continued support and updates throughout 2021. This year, iRacing added more than a dozen new cars to the stable, including the NASCAR next-gen vehicles that will debut in 2022, a pair of TCRs, and the biggest ticketed item of the year by far, the Mercedes-AMG F1 W12E Performance. The Formula V, some GT cars from Porsche, McLaren and Ferrari, and a new super late model were also introduced. For track content, iRacing went hard with tracks familiar on the Formula 1 calendar. Hockenheimring, along with the supplementary Porsche Experience Centre, were new. The Red Bull Ring and the Hungaroring also joined the service, while oval racing fans were delighted to see Nashville Superspeedway, Hickory Motor Speedway, and a brand new rendition of Phoenix Raceway being released. A new challenge in the form of Mount Washington Auto Road appeared during the summer months, iRacing's first point-to-point challenge. Knockhill Racing Circuit and a dirty version of Bristol Motor Speedway increased the variety. Besides content, iRacing updated a ton of other features throughout the year. The new damage model was further refined, oval venues received in-grip lanes for more side-by-side racing, and there were also aero changes in general, mostly for NASCAR. Make no mistake, it's been a landmark year for members of the iRacing service. Kunos Simulazione's tin-topped racing simulator continued to evolve throughout 2021. It started the year with the long-anticipated British GT paid content pack, and the laser-scanned Oulton Park, Donington Park and Snetterton were worth the wait. After a subdued middle of the year that included adding the 2021 GT World Challenge Europe liveries, Assetto Corsa Competizione went straight back to the top of the list for many sim racers following the version 1.8 update for PC. Sure, there was the free BMW M4 GT3, but the improvements to the visual fidelity, force feedback, suspension control and Cinema HUD photo mode were the real stars of the show. With more cars and Circuit of the Americas coming in 2022, alongside PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions, there are good odds that we'll be speaking about ACC here next year too. If you'd had said to us at the start of the year that retro arcade racer Horizon Chase Turbo will return to prominence in 2021 with an Ayrton Senna themed tribute, then we would have claimed to be Alan Prost and wished you bonsoir. And yet, that's exactly what did happen. Senna Forever was a delightfully charming recreation of the three-time world champion's career, except within the Horizon Chase Turbo physics and aesthetic. As you boosted and fuel-saved your way through cartoon recreations of Monaco and Spa-Francorchamps, you unlocked new chapters and cars from his storied career. Joyous. We were overwhelmed with detail, charm and passion injected into this project, and the proceeds will be donated to the Instituto Ayrton Senna educational programs. Our third and final category contains the best racing games that were released before 2021 but received significant new versions in 2021. With how fresh the PS5 version of Wreckfest felt this year, you'd be hard-pressed to tell that the game's origins are rooted back in 2014. But it's true, the next car game really has been kicking about for that long in one form or another. But after years of constant tweaks, updates and tournament additions, seeing it run so smoothly and beautifully on Sony's latest console almost made us weep. Until, that is, we played a round of Last Man Standing with friends, and the weeping was replaced with tears of joy. In the months following, the Xbox Series X and S also received the new version natively, and those with a strong enough PC could also see the new lighting. It may be an oldie, but it's still a goodie. As you can tell by the number of articles, videos, streams and social media posts, the TraxionGG team is a big fan of Dune's Art of Rally. It speaks to our inner bobblehatter. But more than just a rally nerd's nostalgia trip, the unique design, thumping score and hidden item-strewn open world levels continued to enthrall us long after the novelty of the thoughtful car and driver names had worn off. As you may already know, I have well and truly fallen in love with this title. The game reached PlayStation and Xbox devices, plus the Nintendo Switch this year, but it's the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S versions specifically that successfully transport from PC this love letter to rallying in all its glory. Sometimes when a game receives an updated version on new hardware, it's like a fog is lifted and you can see the game for what it really is. In the surprising case of Ride 4, our motorcycle racing game where the collection of bikes from throughout the ages is the core experience, playing the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions cast new light on an underrated game. Long before the viral videos showcasing its graphics, we reviewed the new version and were impressed not just by the uplift in visuals, but the minuscule loading times and DualSense feedback. The single player career is massive, so being able to zap between each mission was a relief, and the motorbikes remained as varied as ever. Hot Wheels Unleashed wasn't the only worthy racing game Milestone released in 2021. So, there we have it, TraxionGG's list of the best racing games 2021 had to offer. The question is, which is the best? Are there any we missed? Make sure you let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to the Traxion channel for more racing game content and ring the notification bell if you can't wait to see what next year has to offer. That's it from us today, so until next time, thank you so much for watching, keep it pinned, and have a happy new year.